Ah, there we are. God, that video feed is about 20 seconds behind. It is actually, that's 23 seconds though. I didn't realise it was that far behind. Let's pop this chat out. How do I pop it out? Pop out chat, there we go. Let's bring this over so you guys can chat to me as I'm talking. Faces the other side, which is good. So welcome to my channel, BitGlenn. My name's Glenn. I like to share with you what I learn in the world of cryptocurrency as I go through it. I've got a bit of a special episode today because I've actually gone and created my own ERC20 token, and I wanted to discuss that with you guys today. I appreciate if you're watching this video back, once it's been re-uploaded by YouTube. You may want to skip ahead, I would say, at least 5 minutes into it, because we'll give a chance for everyone to join in the live chat, like Cole's just done. He says, "Hi Glenn, hello mate, how you doing?" Rather than me obviously just blurt out what it is and then 10 people join and then start saying, what's happened? Julian says, I thought you created an STD. Epic Productions in Ireland says, "Hey Glenn, hello guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing well." No STDs, I'm afraid. I wish I had a story to tell you about STDs, but no, I've been quite good like that. I've managed to avoid them most of my life. So yeah, we'll give it 5 minutes or so. I thought I'd just talk about stuff that's going on in the world of cryptocurrency, what I've noticed over the last few days since I've last done a video. And then obviously talk about the coin that I've created and the project that I'm really excited about. It's something that you guys know that I've been talking about for a while now. For over the last few weeks, I've been sort of mentioning it in live streams, saying, "Oh, I'm thinking of, doing something different, something fair, something transparent." Obviously, you guys know I've been in this cryptocurrency community now for 3 years, which isn't huge, like a huge amount of time. Obviously, there's certain people that have been in cryptocurrency for, I don't know, like 10, 15 years or whatever. They were there at the beginnings. But in the last 3 years, I've gained a pretty good grasp on what people are doing and how they're doing it. People doing shady and scammy stuff, and the reasons they say, the things they do, and the way they act. And anyway, it's obviously led me down a path of I don't want to fall down the same traps as those. I want to create something that is legit, that is transparent, does exactly what it said on the tin. I'm going to do exactly what I said at the beginning I was going to do. And you guys know that even sometimes when I say I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, like say this shed, or I'm going to own one whole Bitcoin one day, or I'm going to buy a house and renovate it and rent it out, and I'm going to do several of those. And it's my honest belief that I'm on a path now. My main things in life at the moment, my main focus is obviously I've got my family, they're number one. But I've slogged it out. Obviously I've got, if you guys don't know, I've got 5 kids. So I've slogged it out. They're all sort of finding their own feet now, if you like, not that they're teenagers, but a couple of them are becoming teenagers. And it's really, I'm sort of really focused now on my overall wealth in life, and also then after I've sort of got a grasp on that and I know exactly where I'm heading, trying to increase my overall health and life expectancy. They're the 2 things that I think that I've been thinking about the most. And I'm putting the health side of it aside, which I shouldn't, because obviously your health is your health, whether you're rich or poor. You know, we all lead down the same fates, but it's really hard to properly 100% focus in on something if you've got something else that's really overtaking your mind all the time. So yeah, I'm pushing the dieting and the health, you know, increasing my health, and that. I'm going to start something soon, but I'm pushing that aside. I'm just focused on wealth, and for me, obviously, I feel like I'm on a trajectory now, a path to being a millionaire. Whether that's obviously the pound and the dollar's always getting weaker, so that would become an easier goal, just anyway. But you know, whether that's in cash in the bank or actually just within assets, I believe the answer to that is probably better off in assets. Overall net worth being £1 million and above, you know. And sometimes I talk to people and they're really negative. They say a lot of yeah, buts, or yeah, I would have done, but this, you know. And you hear that, and I've picked up on this lately, and I've said to people, all I hear is yeah, buts, what ifs. That's all you're saying. And when you bring it to people's attention, they try and then explain themselves in a way without using that term. They then go. I was talking to a gentleman the other night, and he was talking about setting up a restaurant and how he wants to get a certain location, and he knows how the tables are going to look, and the knives and the forks and the plates and the advertising and the banner and what road it's going to be on and all that. I said, oh, that's really good. When are you going to start that then? And he goes, yeah, but I can't get the finance for it. I'm waiting for someone to finance it. And I was going, yeah, but just do it. I said, go to a website called startuploans.co.uk. I said, and they've got they will lend you up to 25 grand, and it's backed by the government, 80%. So like really, you're only liable for 20% if the business really messes up. And he was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I said, yeah, you haven't looked into it. I said, all you're telling yourself is yeah, but. I said, and that's not going to get you anywhere. And I've been talking to several people like this now, and it seems like that's a big thing in people's minds. And you really separate the two. Like, you see entrepreneurs and they'll say stuff like, I'm going to set up a hair salon, and before you know it, they've done it. Now, it might not be the best hair salon in the best location with the best marketing and the best billboard and the highest turnover of customers and all of that, but I've realised that you need to this gentleman the other night, and then I sat back and thought, well, I really want to create my own ERC20 token and raise money online. And I was doing the same. I was going, yeah, but, you know, like, I'll wait until my YouTube following's bigger so I can, it'll be more decentralized, it'll be more spread out, or, you know, I'll wait until this STO regulation becomes better known and it's easier to apply for, and what are the tax implications, what if I get arrested, what if someone from America sues me, what, you know. And I was thinking, yeah, they're all yeah buts, Glenn, they're all yeah buts. And I thought, you know what, sod it, I'm gonna do it. And the way that I was thinking was, do you know what, if I can create something and I raise money, it wasn't, you know, you should have done this first, you should have said this, you should have applied for this, because you haven't done those things, we're going to fine you. I was thinking, what's better, to have never have tried, or to have tried something and then at a later point you might have to pay a fine or something, which may not be a huge thing at that time. I don't know, if you've made a success of something, like, I mean, we look at EOS, when they did like a year-long fundraising event, and they raised $4 billion. $4 billion. And as you guys know from the articles, and I think they got fined something like, I don't know, 15 million or 30 million. I can't remember the exact figure, but it was, if you look at the percentage, it was so low. It was so low compared to what they'd actually raised. So I thought to myself, they're laughing. You know, they're saying, right, okay, we done it. We raised the money for a year, and the American sectors come along and said, nope, slap on the wrist, you shouldn't have done it that way. And they've taken 1% of our overall gain. Yeah, all right, let's crack on, you know, sort of thing. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm just telling myself, yeah, buts. And I thought, do you know what, I'm going to do it. And I might not succeed. You guys watching this video may all, in a month's time, look back and say, oh, Glenn, you tried that thing and it didn't work. Ha, 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 ha. But I'd rather try and not succeed than to never try at all and never know. I was talking to someone the other day and they were talking about they had an opportunity. You always hear this from everyone. They had an opportunity to buy Bitcoin, or they could have bought Bitcoin with their student loan years ago. And he said, oh, at the time, he said he got a £2,000 student loan. He was just going to put £1,000 of it into Bitcoin, which at the time Bitcoin was only like, I don't know, I think he said $30 or $100, and he didn't. And he said, I'm absolutely gutted, I'm devastated. And I thought, God, I'd hate that to be me. But what if, like, all of a sudden they say, right, okay, STOs are completely not allowed, they're completely illegal, you can't, cryptocurrencies are banned in the UK. What if all of these things happen and I think, oh, I should have done it back then? Julian says, well, I'm in, mate. You don't even know what it is yet. I haven't explained it. I've been a bit careful with what I've said, actually, because I'm really happy with the name of the token, the ticker symbol. When I did it, I tried loads of different things. I was really happy with it. I've tried to do it the most fair way that I can think of. I was thinking, you know, like, there's a lot of these... you know, like if you look at Hex or any of them, Chainlink is owned by 70% of it is owned by, I think, 6 addresses. So that means there's 6 addresses out there, 6 people, you would imagine, unless more than one person, own 70% of a multi, I think it's got to be billions now, isn't it? Is it in the billions? £1 billion investment. And, you know, you look at Hex, obviously everyone's complaining that, you know, Richard Hart has all the Ethereum and he has a large majority of the tokens. So what I've done is I thought, do you know what? Everyone's trying to avoid STOs. Like, this is a security token offering. So what I've done is I've done a load of research. I spent hours and hours. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm invested in your enthusiasm. Okay, mate. I appreciate that. See if I can get my internet out. So, oh, this is something I need to talk about. Yearn Finance YFI is now $15,000. It's worth more than Bitcoin. Whee! I couldn't believe this. When it got to 10,000, I thought, oh, that's going to dump. Nope, it went up 50% from there. Who would have thought a coin that was worth more than Bitcoin already then pumps another 50%? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. How much is this project worth now? I mean, there's only 30,000 coins in supply, which is, you know, obviously that's very limited supply. But total market cap, $443 million. Classic. Classic. Frederick says, yo, hello Fred, thanks for being such a good supporter of the channel over the years. I hope you guys can all smash the like button for me. I'm giving it sort of 5-10 minutes before we talk about what it was I wanted to talk about all day. So yeah, this is according to this website here, which is advice on laws and taxes in the UK. I've been looking into whether STOs are actually legal in the UK. Now, we all know that obviously in America, securities you have to raise money a certain way. So this, I'm going to tell, if you guys don't know, I'm going to give you a brief overview of why a lot of cryptocurrencies come across shady from the get-go. Let me just turn this light on. Securities in America, you have to raise the money a certain way. You have to raise the money through accredited investors that have a portfolio of investments in the past, and I think they have to have an overall net worth of like $1.5 million or $2 million. So that rules out, I would imagine, most of you watching this video. I know that sounds like maybe some of you are millionaires, I don't know, but it would rule out most people. So that means most of you cannot take part in any security token offering. You can't own a company that has been marketed to you, whether it's through a token or whether it's through an investment fundraising, because you're not an accredited investor. Your capital is at risk. So this is good because it stops really shady scammers trying to get money out of people from America. Now, if you register a STO, a security token offering, so you're essentially, it's not an ICO. An ICO, you were just buying the coin in hope that it would go up in price. That is it. That is it. And if you look at all of the coins, you are buying these coins. You do not own any of the company. You don't own any of the development. You have no governance over the, what they do. Some of them give you voting rights, like the Curve token's meant to be governance over the Curve platform, but I don't know how far that goes. But most of these, you're just buying them so that you hope they go up in value at some other time. Now, if, say, Tezos owns their building that they work from and all the staff and all the equipment, you have no ownership of any of that. So that means it's not a security. They're not giving you something and promising you this token will go up in price because of this, and you'll be entitled to a share of the profits. And none of them are advertised or marketed in that way. Because if they did, then America could say, you have sold something to our public that is a security offering, and it was unfair, and they've got no rights. So therefore, we're going to slap you with this massive fine. You could go to prison, or we could shut the business down. That is how all of these coins have to initially start off from now. Now, when ICOs started, they could promise you the world because these rules and regulations hadn't been put in place. We all thought, it's decentralized. No one knows our names. No one knows what we're investing. But what got stung is a lot of the exchanges. So hence why there's two types of Binance. There's Binance, the rest, like the whole world Binance, and then you have the Binance USA, and they only have certain coins on there. Coinbase will only list coins that are deemed not securities. That is why Coinbase have to be very careful with what coins they pick to go on their platform. They don't, I assume they do this, but they don't have backhander agreements with certain ones. It's because they have to look at it and say, is this liable for security like fraud later on down the line? So what's to stop someone like me creating an STO and being liable for all of those risks? If these big companies are not doing it, how can I get away with it? Now, obviously, I say get away with it. Obviously, I'm not planning to scam anyone. What I intend to do is I intend to raise funds to start up a business. Yeah, this isn't, I'm not offering you code, I'm not offering you tech, I'm not offering you some new currency, I'm not offering any of that. I'm offering you shares in a company registered in the UK between you and me. So if you buy my token, you are a shareholder of the company. That is it. I've put this in the Telegram group chat, Team BitGlen, if you want to be a part of it. And I've tried to explain this in sort of a simple term. But some people started really going into it and saying, I think you should offer this, I think you should do that, which is really good. I love the feedback. The guys have really give it to me both ways. Some of them are saying like really positively, yeah, Glenn, I like what you're trying to do, well done. Some of them are like, Glenn, I think what you're doing is an absolute scam, and all of this sort of stuff. So I'm hearing it from both sides, which is awesome, because it's gave me ammunition, it's gave me a heads up on what generally people are going to think of me watching this video. Now, if you're watching this video and you've never seen my channel before, which if you haven't, smash the like button, click subscribe. But you may be thinking, oh great, another YouTuber who's just trying to raise money through his viewership for some sort of token or whatever. Say like the only example I can think of off the top of my head that I've taken part in is Richard Hart with obviously Hex. he's obviously trying his best to not make it a security. He's basically saying, look, all this Ethereum I'm raising, I don't know where it's going. We all know it's going to him. Like, we all know that. We all secretly know that. But he can't say that, because then if he says, well, I'm going to use that Ethereum to make its own blockchain or do this or do that, it then at that point becomes a security, and he is liable for security fraud, and he shouldn't have raised the money the way that he has, and he should have gone to the governing body in America and said, look, I want to raise money through this, and they would have said, yep, you can only advertise it to this group of people. So therefore he has to be very careful with what he says. When I looked into this, one, I'm not an American, so that helps me out, and I could be deemed liable for that. My plan is to not do that. So I'm going to be putting this token on Uniswap and offering liquidity with it, so you can easily buy in, buy out whenever you want. I'm registered in the UK, and I've read on several different websites, and I've gone to the FCA official stance on cryptocurrencies and STOs in particular. And from my understanding, and I need to get a lawyer to check up on this for me, is that as long as I'm not raising over 8 million euros, then I don't qualify under the normal accredited investors type scheme. Now, I'm setting up a a token sale, and I've set a soft cap of 50,000. It works out $50,000 worth of Ethereum. It's 130 Ethereum. Now, in my mind, this is about 35,000 British pounds. So therefore, I nowhere near come under the 8 million euro, because the UK is still part of Europe. And apparently they're getting legislation in place now for when the UK leaves Europe, we will have different regulations. So obviously I don't know what that will be, but they've hinted that it's going to be very similar to what the current EU laws are. So I'm way under that radar, way under. Now, let's just say my token sale was very successful. How many coins are there? I've initially put in a 10 million token sale. One Ethereum will get you 2,500 tokens, which means at current prices of Ethereum, it works out about 16 cents, or that's got to be about 14 pence per token. Now, why do I think that that token will be worth that? I think the token will be worth 10 times that. I can't promise you that, because that all depends on market conditions. But this is going to be a token and a business proposition where I'm going to use the money to purchase real world assets. That is land and properties. Now, why am I trying to raise funds through this STO way? One, because I'm a big enthusiast of cryptocurrencies and freeing us from the current regulatory bodies, although I'm trying to stick within that whilst doing the cryptocurrencies. And second, I tried to apply for the typical startup loan business which is in the UK, and you can go to this website. If any of you out there are from the UK and you want to set up a new business, you've got an idea and you always think, I just wish I had a bit of money to start me up, you can go to this website here and you can apply for a up to £25,000 loan. It's over 1 to 5 years. You get 12 months free mentoring, and it's government backed, which means even if your credit rating is really poor, you will probably still approve for it, because it's backed by the government. If you mess up, if the business fails, the government will back that loan. It will pay that loan. You're liable for about 20% of it. Now, that doesn't mean you can just go and get a 25 grand loan, spunk it up the wall, and then say, go on, you pay it back, because you will owe that money back. So you'd have to file for bankruptcy. But once you're at that stage, I assume your bankruptcy covers the 20%, and the government will have to pay the other 80%. Now, I went through this process. I created a business plan. I created a business model. I told them profit and loss accounts. I did all of that. It took me about a week. I then sent it off, and then I actually got through to the mentoring stage. I passed all the references, all the credit agencies, and once I got to the on the phone to the guy, he said, "What is it you plan to do?" And I said, "I plan to buy and renovate properties." And he went, "I'll stop you there. We do not offer this loan if it's anything to do with buying properties." That's the one thing he said we cannot allow. He said, "You can borrow this money to start up any business you want as long as it's not to buy property." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, properties in the UK especially have been the one thing that have continuously gone up in value and outperformed any stock market, any like price in gold, any commodities. It has always performed. Now, I'm not saying it has never gone down. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you look at the price of properties in the UK over a long period of time, they have always gone in an upward trajectory behind you. You are then than that.